What's happening, y'all? I'm back. It's me, President Supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I'm here with my review for Season 4, Episode 3 of Black Lightning on the CW. Now, if you haven't seen this episode yet, you already know the drill. Come back, because it's going to be spoilers. We're going to talk about it, because pretty much I'm seemingly the only person that is talking about it on the internet, and has been for a while. I mean, people started, then they feigned off, and, you know, I get it's the final season, but I'm going to give this show its flowers regardless. Also, I apologize for getting this out late to y'all. If you follow me on social media like you probably should be doing, it's at Mr. J. Washington. It's right below. You will know that since last week I've been going through a lot of real bad back pain, which I've never had like on this level, and I'm a pro wrestler and a whole bunch of other shit. And so it put me in the emergency room on Sunday, and I've been on pain pills and medication, and this muscle relaxer keeps knocking my ass out. So as much stuff as I want to get done and I'm trying to get done, it's kind of difficult to get done. So I apologize for the delay on this, but I want to always keep talking about this show because, again, I do rock with it heavy. I love it. I found myself now, instead of just trying to memorize the show as I watch it, to take notes, because there's always little things, little tidbits here and there, you know, that the comic book geeking me loves, and many of us that are comic book geeks as well, that follow the characters from the pages to the screen, and who like the shows when they intertwine and interconnect and whatnot, and what they could mean, what they possibly don't mean, and what they could just tease, you know, all that stuff. But it kicks off with Tobias being in the living room and the dining room of the Pierce household, and Jefferson comes down there, and Tobias basically gets the best of him, because remember, he tries to shock him, and we found out that Tobias is now shockproof. So his new serum basically insulates his skin. It's like Tobias whale. It's like blubber. His, blubber insulates against, it's an insulation against electricity. So, but we found out the whole ass whooping is happening as a dream. And when we wake up, Jefferson is still in therapy. And, the therapist, she asked him, so what do you think that means? Jefferson's like, yo, you the PhD, you tell me. And again, I'm going to harp on this pretty much every week that we keep seeing this, and because I love the fact that we're doing this. We're addressing black men in therapy. Like, that's a thing. Sorry, y'all. I feel like I got a lot of, crust from a pre-workout I took. I gotta take a fat burner pre-workout in the morning. I'm trying to get myself all together, life together, anyway. But I love the fact that we keep seeing Jefferson in therapy. He's open to it. He didn't push away from it. And the fact that it's not just a couples therapy, but him trying to figure out everything that's going on. Also, I remember hearing about this, the next thing we saw with the Lala with the fight ring. Again, I was wondering, how are we going to do this again? Times of COVID. COVID protocols with shooting and filming and having a lot of people in one space. And so people who were doing like extra work and background extras who would always fill in the ambiance and what you would see wasn't going to be there. And so in this case, we got a virtual fight ring, which was dope. And you see, he's got the monitors watching. He has it where the people's faces are covered and all this. And you see it's Marcel, the brother that works at Garfield, one of the teachers whose son got killed. And so you see all that, but then he brings in Lydell, the dude who Jefferson whooped and broke his leg last week, and brought him in to ask, why did he kill a kid? And I think that's something too that needs to be talked about, because we talk a lot about gang culture in the black community. Granted, gang culture is in every community. Let's get that out there first and foremost. Look, there are gangs in every single culture. We know about them. We see them. It's just that for some reason, we tend to get ours publicized the most because we got some bad motherfuckers. But I say it jokingly. But one of the things is there's always been an ethics and a code to gang life. Somebody who's been through it. And the thing is, you don't kill a kid. You don't kill a kid. Granted, we know that seemingly has gone out the window, but that was brought up in this episode, and how, Lydell was like, yo, Shorty was just there, I didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. And then Lala kills him. And it reminds us in the show what I was hoping, and I think I said in the past 2 weeks, that we would see that Lala is a meta per se. He's Tattoo Man, and as he kills Lydell, he becomes a tattoo on his hand. So I like that. Lynn is in the tub using lightning's power to try to heal. And Jefferson basically is like, are you out your motherfucking mind? Like, Lynn is out here addicted to meta powers. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if you had to have an addiction, the addiction to have abilities, is that a bad thing? And especially because she's a geneticist, so she can check herself and see if her DNA and her RNA is getting fucked up. Like, she know if she's doing too much or too little. So I was like, bad. Again, these shows, imitate, if you will, or replicate stuff in life, real life. And we have the Larson report with Rebecca Larson. And if you look at her, you could tell exactly who she's pretty much supposed to be, more so a Tommy Larson, or shit, even an Ann Coulter, or, all them, or Laura Ingraham, all them. But she gets an edited video of Lightning saving the people when Marcel's son was killed, and then calls her a menace, and then uses all these things about using the video, using it to talk about the violence against metas and how it could be a good thing with their overpowered and blah 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 blah. And so Lynn is watching this with Jen and Anissa, and they're all upset. Lightning, Jennifer's upset about it. She's trying to figure out how to change it. Jen turns off the TV with her ability. But the best part is, after, everything, Anissa says she's about to go leave. She goes to the hospital, I think, to check on Grace. Lynn tells Jennifer, turn back on my program. And she turns it on, and Living Single is on the TV. This is probably one of the first times, I think, throughout the entire series that we have gotten a Living Single reference. And for those who don't know, Cress Williams played Scooter on Living Single. So that's why when I first interviewed Cress and I first got to talk to him to the show, I said, hey man, don't take no offense to this brother, but you always gonna be Scooter to me. And he just laughed. And of course, many people who followed his career knew him from that. And so to see that without seeing him directly, you see Sinclair. You see Kim Coles as Sinclair. I kind of like that. I also like the fact that we go to Garfield and there's a sign about a George Floyd vigil that's going on. And I'm going to go flip my page in my notes. I don't want to go through every beat. I'm trying to see what else I got to get. Oh, yeah, Grace woke up. Grace up, and they married now. Her and Anissa married. About time. I figured, it was the best way to do it. She was like, yo, Anissa was like, look, he just spent $20 to get ordained 20 minutes on the internet, which is true. You can be an ordained minister for $20 on the internet. Print out your degree, everything. I swear to God, I know people who are getting paid. I am about to start doing nerd-themed weddings as a minister. I'm finna be your resident super minister. Is that your reverend supervillain? I feel like it's gonna be a new business, lucrative business opportunity for me. You find out that my phone decided to go off now. It was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be up by now. And I've been up. Jennifer is upset about what happened with the video with Lightning. So she gets in touch with TC. We've been hearing him being called again. Now we're going to see him again. TC figures out who had the real video, shoots the info to Jen. Go back to Lynn in therapy. I know I'm going around the board. Here was something that was interesting. Lynn talks about being, about splitting her time and being focused and disciplined, and how her family was military, and how her brother John left college and went straight into the Army. And she mentions her brother John again. I don't know if you all caught this, right? What is Lynn's last name? Stewart. Her brother, John Stewart, a.k.a. the Green Lantern. Now, there was teases dropped in Arrow where we met General Roy Stewart, who is John Diggle's stepfather. Now, they're saying that Diggle might be a name he has, his actual surname, or he might take his stepfather's name. We don't know. But the tease for John Stewart, the Green Lantern, being Lynn's brother, is there. Now, will that go further than that line? Let me address that, because if people caught it, you're like, oh shit, for real? But again, we know this is the final season of Black Lightning. There is the Green Lantern series coming to HBO Max. There is the Painkiller series that's about to happen. There's been reported that my boy David Ramsey, who plays John Diggle, will be coming back in various forms throughout the Arrowverse. So, does this open that door? I've talked to some people on the show, and they didn't want to give me anything. I respect it. I've never been that dude who's always pushed people I know to get shit ahead of time. Like, because when I work on a TV show, when I work on a movie, I don't tell everybody what happens before it happens either. So I get it. But I think it's a nice Easter egg drop and a nice little palate warmer, if you will, to make people want more. But I saw Martin Lawrence drink some water in the comedy special, and niggas started talking shit, and I didn't want that to happen on my video. But the doctor asked her, the therapist asked Lynn, how does that make her feel with everything with her family? She says, like an outsider. So again, I wonder, are we going to officially call them the Outsiders by the end of this episode, the end of this series, shall you say? Not even this season, the series, because they were the team of the Outsiders per se when they went up against the Markovians in the ASA at the end of season 3. Just didn't have the name. We saw the books and then this is apartment and whatnot. Jeff ends up following Marcel, seeing he's going to fight, and watches Marcel fight dude, and then Jeff says, "Yo, I got next." And so the dude is the big like white bodybuilder Russian Ruski type dude is whooping Jeff's ass, and Jeff can fight back, but he doesn't fully fight. His powers are trying to kick in, and he like no. It's like his powers are another part of him, like another personality per se. Here's what I mean. We've seen this happen in the earlier seasons where something's going on and his powers kick in to save him. Like it's reactionary. Like it's another personality. Like, yo, you need me to do this? Like the Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes' Blue Beetle with the Scarab. Anytime anything is thrown at him or something happens, the Scarab is like, oh, is this a threat? Shall I eliminate it? If his grandmama throws something at him like a chancla, or if his dad yells at him, it's like, is it a threat? It's like his powers do the same. So it's kind of funny for him to say no, but then to put on the Black Lightning fighting skills that he has and start whooping ass. And then for Marcel, like, yo, how the fuck? You know, it's one of those. I love the fact that, you know, Jeff ended up eventually moving Marcel into his old home that he grew up in, gave him the key to it, you know, basically using that to say, hey, I want to help you get your family back. And Jeff tells that to Gambi later, how Jefferson Pierce helped the man, not Black Lightning. And this is after Gambi, you know, he's working for Monta Vista now. He gets one of the DEGs. He's studying it, trying to figure out what's going on. He shoots the old Black Lightning suit and busts a hole through it, which I think was the symbolism to let you know we're never seeing that suit again. That suit is done. They destroyed it. Not just because the show's ending, but, you know, you have to do all that. And he was like, yo, you can test it on a new suit, and gives him the watch. Jefferson gives Gambi the watch. And, you know, Jeff's like, I'm not putting the suit back on. Eventually he will, of course. It's Black Lightning. You have all this. You have Gambi bring in TC to try to study the weapon, to figure out what exactly it does. Where's its energy source? And TC is like, yo, this is mainly mechanical. There isn't a lot of technological pieces in here and whatnot. So he couldn't really talk to it. Okay. What else did I say? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. This is not a mechanical pieces to it. This is the realest review you probably ever see. With me drinking water, wiping cold out my eye, alarms going off. This is real nigga shit. But yeah, TC is figuring it out. He also gets Lightning verified on every social media platform. I need a TC in my life. Here's the reason. I've been trying for the longest to get verified on Twitter and Instagram. Not just because of who I am when I, you know, talk movies and all that. I'm me. But it's like 9 other. There's a Filipino basketball player named Jay Washington, and I'm not dude by any stretch of the imagination. But also, I've been on TV shows. I've been in movies. My name is in articles and all this other stuff. Verify me so I can make it easy to connect with people. So if I know a TC, can a TC come holler at me? I'm just saying. Also, after Jeff, so I'm going to go back real quick. After Jefferson talks to Gambi, right, and he's feeling good about what he did for Marcel. He's feeling pumped up about himself as himself. Gambi's like, you been drinking? He was like, no, not yet. He's going to go try to make things up with Lynn. Lynn receives some flowers that she believes are for Jeff, like, yo, meet me for dinner, get dressed and everything. And, let me just say this. Christine Adams is a goddess. Christine Adams is beautiful. Like, you see her as Lynn, you see the doctor dressed up, and it's almost regal. But when she got glamored up for that scene to go out to dinner, it was just phenomenal. And I've been in Christine's presence before, and it is captivating. That's one thing about Black women in general. Their beauty is just magnetic. You gravitate to it. There's an aura with it, and you see it shine through in not just the beauty of Christine, her personality, and her work on screen. And so she gets to dinner and finds out it's not from Jeff, it's from Tobias, who's rented out the whole restaurant. And Tobias is like, yo, I know you wouldn't gonna come see me, blah, 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 blah. And he wants her to help make the cure for ALS because of his sister Tori dying from it. And he's like, yo, I will fund your research for the next 10 years, blah, 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 blah. So Jeff gets home. Jeff sees the flowers. The flowers didn't have a name. The flowers just had I thought the card on the flowers might have had a name. It just had the message, meet me here for dinner, blah, blah, blah. Jeff goes and sees Lynn is there with Tobias. He don't say shit, he walks out. End episode. I felt that so reminiscent. I don't know if you've seen the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton. But it felt like that scene where after Arnold was supposed to be home for his birthday and the terrorist situation at the mall happens, he goes home. Helen, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is asleep, right? He tries to make it up to her the next day at work. When he goes, he hears Helen and her other friend at work talking about her mystery man's on the phone, and he overhears the conversation, and she's sneaking. He goes back to the car feeling sad as shit, almost getting hit by a bus, like Helen's having an affair. That is the symbolism and the comparison I saw for Jefferson's face. Like he's just upset. And Lynn's gonna have to try to explain this to him. They're already on a fractured turn, right? There's already this rift between the two, and then you've got the rift between the two because of everything each one has gone through individually and collectively. You got Jefferson trying to be like, yo, why aren't you here for me? And then Lynn being like, yo, why aren't you here for us? Her and the kids. And she's even saying the only reason she's studying meta powers is because Jeff's not in the streets. He's not in the field with them. But then to see her with Tobias, after everything they talked about, when they're like, yo, Tobias got to die, and he knows this, that, and the third, it's going to leave a very bad taste in his mouth. So again, this show is only 16 episodes. So things are moving kind of smoothly, especially with it being the final episode. Again, we're 4 episodes away till we get the Backdoor Painkiller pilot. And so I just want to see how things keep progressing. Again, I'm sad the show is leaving. The cast has been phenomenal. I just wish everybody gave this show more of a chance. Now, I know why it's ending. It's not because of ratings. I know personally why it's ending, and I know we've heard about China and McClane stepping away. I'll leave that at that. Let's just say that. I'll leave that at that. But this show had more of a family dichotomy and a drama than it's just superhero action. And I understand we want a superhero show, but it gave so much. And yeah, there are times when you listen to dialogue, and as you will in any show, and you might find yourself pulled away from it. I get it. But this show is worth watching, man. And again, if I have to be the only person on the internet talking about this to the last episode, then damn it, so be it. But I'm still happy to come here, even in pain and off of muscle relaxers and an 800 milligram ibuprofen and prednisone. Corticosteroids. That's what I'm on right now. But nonetheless, I want to know what you thought about this episode in the comments below, all right? And while you're here, please like this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get these numbers up, right? Click on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram down below. Mad Titan Podcast. I'm dropping a new episode soon. I just got to be able to sit up and record. That kind of hurts right now. And Blurs in the Hood every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast. Myself, Winston A. Marshall, youtube.com/BLERDS, the letter NTHEHOOD. Holla at y'all next week for episode 4. I'm out. Take care. Bye.